This morning, Albuquerque police remain on the scene of an overnight shooting in southeast Albuquerque. This is a live look from the scene in the 900 block of Vassar, that is near Girard and Cole. Now, just before 3 this morning, police say a fight escalated when one person pulled out a gun. Police say one person was shot multiple times. Their condition is unknown right now. Police tell us the suspect took off before police got there, but soon returned and is now in custody. The relationship between the two is unknown at this point. Now, from our video, you can see at some point a pregnant woman being escorted out of the home and into an ambulance, but it does not know how or if she was injured. We'll keep you updated as soon as police release more information. The details of what happened during another deadly Albuquerque police shooting are still developing this morning.
The officer shot and killed a man they say was a career criminal, had a gun, and ran from officers yesterday. It all happened in the afternoon. Federal government and Albuquerque police had a warrant out for Jeremy Robertson on stolen car charges. They saw him yesterday near Central and Eubank. Police say detectives in plainclothes went up to Robertson at the Canoco station and say that's when he took off.
The subject was still armed and posing an immediate threat to the officers. At this time, we believe 2 shots were fired and 2 officers were involved.
Robertson died at the scene. This was not his first violent encounter with APD this year. Robertson, you might remember, was in the news back in January. He was wanted on stolen car charges again, and police say he rammed their cars as he took off from them. That's when an APD officer fired shots at Robertson's car. The department has still not said whether Robertson fired or pointed a gun at officers in yesterday's shooting.
An accused killer who was set free is back behind bars this morning. He's connected to another violent attack that went unsolved for 8 years. The suspect's name is Mark Chavez. He was charged earlier this year with murdering his girlfriend, Tammy Cessna, at the Moriarty Motel where he lived. His room was found covered in blood. Her body was found badly beaten in her van. Investigators dropped the charges, citing a lack of forensic evidence. But now detectives say Chavez's DNA has linked him to a 2006 cold case where a woman was badly beaten with a chain, a 2x4, and a window frame. Cops say she fought back by scratching her attacker's face to get his DNA. It wasn't until last month when Chavez was arrested for another crime that his DNA was taken. Chavez was arrested for the 2006 kidnapping Monday night. A female motorcyclist is recovering from her injuries this morning after a hit-and-run accident in Roswell last night. According to the Plains Valley News, it happened around 9 at Berendo and Main Street. A white van pulling out of a convenience store hit a woman riding southbound on Main. Witnesses say the van pulled out too wide and clipped the biker, then kept on going.
504 Albuquerque's Crime Stoppers has a warning for you this morning about people pretending to be from Crime Stoppers. Someone is going around pretending to be with Crime Stoppers and trying to get inside people's homes, possibly to scope them out. Crime Stoppers says no one in the organization ever goes door to door. So if someone goes to your door claiming to be with Crime Stoppers, please call police. Well, the parents of a 9-year-old are planning to sue the city in Roswell after a group of rescue dogs attacked their son. They say animal control knew one of the dogs had attacked before, yet still released it. Last month, 3 pit bull mixes escaped from a rescue and attacked Colby Prince. The family says it plans on suing so other kids won't get attacked as well. Animal control says any dogs with vicious tendencies are put down. Because of this case, the city has changed the way it adopts out dogs. Liz.
The Albuquerque Public School District has 330 openings for teachers, nurses, and counselors, and today they are hosting a job fair. So here's what you need to know if you're interested. The job fair, again, is from today from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., and the positions include teachers in special education, math, and science, plus bilingual teachers. The job fair is at the district's administrative offices at 6400 Uptown Northeast. This is for new employees only to speed up the process. Job seekers are asked to go online and fill out an application in advance at www.aps.edu/jobs. Applicants should bring their resumes and driver's licenses. Where car manufacturer Tesla is going to build its $5 billion battery plant remains up in the air. There are 4 states competing for the plant with New Mexico, and we are learning California is trying really hard to sweeten the deal to lure their company there. One site proposed is the former Naval Weapons Station in Concord, California. Part of the property remains under military control, but most of it is not. And it's already zoned industrial. California also passed a 15-year, $420 million tax credit recently to keep companies like aerospace giant Lockheed Martin in California. And that credit would also apply to battery factories. Tesla wants a site as soon as possible, and it will bring with it 6,500 jobs. We'll keep you.
A state of emergency is now in effect in Washington and Idaho, where these massive wildfires, there you go, look at that, incredible, are obviously still raging. They're also burning in Utah, Oregon, Arizona, and California. Most of the West is on fire. U.S. senators from all these states and others, including New Mexico Senator Tom Udall, are now all asking for an extra $615 million to help fight these fires. Well, this is an official day of mourning for people in the Netherlands. It's where the plane that was shot down over Ukraine last week took off from. A train carrying most of the bodies of people on the flight is now on its way to the Netherlands, but investigators say as many as 100 bodies were not with them.
What we are sure of are 200. There are more remains, and the investigation will point out which remains will fit to which person.
Investigators think most of the bodies are still in the field where the plane crashed. The U.S. thinks pro-Russian fighters shot down a Boeing 777 with a surface-to-air missile. Russia's President Vladimir Putin says that country was not involved, and the U.S. is now admitting it has no evidence Russia was directly involved, but it is still blaming Moscow for creating the conditions that led to the plane being brought down. A lot of investigators are still saying the surface-to-air missile was made by a company out of Russia as well.